I'm Steve Clark, the show director of Gardeners World Live and the Good Food Show Summer. Essentially, I'm one of the many people here that work on a team, and we put this event together, and to date we've had a phenomenal time. We work in conjunction with the Royal Horticultural Society, so they're the people that bring all the outside editorials, so all the show gardens, all the show features out there. What we have done for the last 3 years, we've co-located BBC Gardeners World Live with the BBC Good Food Show Summer that you can see behind me, because they actually complement each other with the Grow Your Own strand, and the audience obviously get to come for, they pay one ticket price and get to see both shows. We're a direct relation to the BBC Gardeners World programme, and obviously with Monty taking the helm recently, viewing numbers are up. I think he's attracted in a lot of new gardeners as well, and we're renowned for being the people's show, so I'd like to think real gardeners come here. People like to get their hands dirty. We've got a lot of interactive features, and I just think it, like I say, it's the people's show. It's not the sort of, it's not like Chelsea where people meander around. People want to come here, they want to get involved, and they want to learn. We have various teams from operations, marketing, PR, sales that work annually all year round, just for this show. They obviously will be helping out on other shows as well. But to give you an idea, the RHS, who look after the show gardens, they'll be in here a month before the show just to oversee the build of the gardens. You'll have the flower growers in the floor marquee. They'll be preparing stock months before as well. And also with some of the sundries, the trade exhibitors in here, this is a firm fixture because they tend, because it's a very retail-driven show, they have to get their stock ready for here as well. So it's a huge effort from lots of different departments, and like I say, it's a relationship between the BBC, Haymarket Exhibitions, and also the RHS, so a lot of companies coming together.
My name's Sophie. This is our last demonstration of the day today. I am the Easy Cheesy Chef Goat's Cheese Ambassador. So, yes, I know, it's a bit of a mouthful.
My name's Sophie Wright. I am a chef and a food writer. I've written 2 cookery books, and I work with French goat's cheese, and I create recipes for their Easy Cheesy Chef campaign. So I'll show you the warm salad first, and then I will show you very quickly my recipe for my marinated goat's cheese. So in my salad I have beetroot, which is pre-cooked, so as you would buy it in your supermarket. It's boiled, it's not pickled, okay, but it's vacuum packed. It's very cheap, very good for you. Turn up the heat on a pan. Well, I've been demonstrating the recipes that I created at the beginning of the year, and those recipes are a collection of 6 different French goat's cheeses that are widely available in all our supermarkets. So I've just created 6 different recipes, some using a milder goat's cheese, some using a stronger goat's cheese. There's over 1,000 different goat's cheeses that are produced in France, so obviously we can't do all of them, but we've used, as I say, we've used 6 today. And you know, they started at the beginning of the year, and we've got recipe booklets, and I'm just showing everyone how to create them. Pop in your quartered beetroot. These came whole. I've just cut them into quarters or 8. Flambe. So the thing with beetroot when it's boiled, it's a bit boring, it's a bit bland, there's not much flavour. So I want to put my own flavour in it. I don't want to buy pickled beetroot because that's got that horrible malt vinegar, very strong, overpowering flavour, and that will ruin my salad. Well, I think the benchmark is French goat's cheese. They were the ones who started making it, and then everyone goes to France to find out how this cheese is made. And you know, they're the front runners. There's more varieties of their cheese than there is anyone else's. And I shouldn't really say it, but I will, because it is very, very good, and it is the best. But yeah, I mean, all the English producers will go to France to find out how they make it. Dig my spoon into this cheese, and you'll see the outside is all oozy and runny. And that's exactly what we want on our lovely salad. You can eat the rind's fantastic to eat. I went to Westminster Kingsway College in London when I was 16, so straight from school. I wasn't necessarily the most academic girl at school, but I was very creative. So when everyone else was studying biology, all I wanted to do was cook. So yeah, I went straight to catering college after school. And from there I started doing a lot of competitions, and I became recognised because I was one of very few girls in a big group of boys who actually could hold their own in a kitchen. And from there I went on to run a restaurant in Notting Hill, I was the head chef there for 2 years, and carried on competing on a national and international level, and carried on networking with the right people, I suppose. And then from there I got the opportunity to write a cookery book, so I left my job and started writing books, and I've now got 2, and I'm 24, so that's quite nice that I've done 2 cookery books, so hence why French Goat's Cheese came to me and asked me to design some recipes for them. Make sure that when you finish, your goat's cheese is all covered with oil. If it's not covered with oil, your cheese will oxidise and it could go off. Might not, but it could. So as long as it's covered at all times, it will keep in the fridge for a long time. So I'm classically French trained. That was my background at college. We always cooked classical French dishes all the way back to Escoffier times. You know, they taught us the basics from there. But I've got a huge passion for France. You know, a lot of my family live in France. So and we always used to holiday in France. So that's my real thing, you know, seeing new regions and learning about new produce, and seeing how versatile it is. You get soft to hard. There's all different shapes and sizes. So there's mini logs, crotons, ones in pyramid shapes, big round heavy ones, and there's all sorts of different varieties. Some are wrapped in, you know, hazelnut leaves and vine leaves. So it's endless, it's completely endless. You think you've seen them all, then you find another one. So, but the ones we're doing are ones that are more widely available in supermarkets. A lot of goat's cheeses are mainly found in delis and artisan cheese shops, just because they're harder to source, really. So we're just trying to introduce the British public to, you know, the easy introduction into goat's cheese, really. So I hope I've given you some nice ideas. Thank you so much for coming and seeing us, and I hope to see you soon. Take care, guys.
My name is Juliet Atkinson, and I run a company called Crown Garden Products, which produces the grow bag frame, which is an innovative new product for the home gardener. Well, my father had always said that there was plenty of soil in a grow bag if only you could turn it the other way up. So we were looking for a method of turning it on its side. And if you turn it on its side and clamp anything on the outside of it, you tend to make a damp environment for slugs. So a friend, Norman, who's an engineer, came up with a very innovative clip system using metal. I'm not an engineer, so it's a wire-bent metal frame, and it supports the grow bag on its side, so you get better soil depth. Better soil depth obviously means better root development for your plants, so a better crop, potentially, if you look after your plants. And it also gives you straps to grow up, and you can actually move the frame if you want to. You can actually lift the whole thing up. It also makes it easier for you to water your plants, because watering plants in a grow bag is a bit of a nightmare. The straps are the main support for the plant, and that gives you for your young plants, that gives them vertical support, so you can tie the plants into them. When you want to go taller, because obviously tomato plants tend to grow taller than the frame, you add a cane to it, and then you can carry on tying your plants up as high as you want to go. And because we know a lot of people like to grow peas and sweet peas, which grow very well in grow bags, we also designed a piece of a net which fits the frame, just fits it very simply, and your peas and your sweet peas will just simply twine their way up and grow very happily, as you can see in that one there. People love it once they understand what the product's doing, and obviously they can see it here. They see it when they see it in garden centres or online at online retailers. They can see exactly what it's doing, and people understand the problems with grow bags. And they all say their favourite comment is, "Why didn't somebody think of it before?" Because it's such a simple idea, just to turn it on its side, and it really does work. It does exactly what you want from a grow bag, and it allows everybody with tiny spaces or large spaces to grow their own vegetables and fruit and flowers, which is perfect. It's a very easy product to move. Obviously it doesn't make the grow bag any lighter, but sharing the weight between the 3 straps, and you can grip hold of the 2 A-frames, it's quite comfortable, and you can pick it up and move it as far as you want to. You probably wouldn't want to, you'd want to move it out of the frost, you'd want to move it out of the wind, or move it into the sun. It's great for elderly people. My father's 84 and he can move his frames. He moves them out of his greenhouse when he wants to. And it's also really useful for schools. We sell quite a lot into schools because it's part of the national curriculum now, growing fruit and vegetables and how to grow. And not all schools have great areas for making vegetable gardens, so it's really useful for them. It's great.
Henchman is a mail order company that's specialised originally in safe hedge cutting platforms. Over the 17 years of our business, we've expanded the product range to include compost tumblers, shredder chippers, barrow trailers, and a variety of useful products for the garden. Henchman products do play an important part in environmental gardening, do-it-yourself gardening. We have a range of compost tumblers for easier, quicker composting. It saves people throwing material into landfill. An important tool in that process is a shredder. We have a range of shredder chippers that enable you to reduce waste down before it is composted. And to transport all of this heavy material around the garden, we also have a range of barrow trailers. Friendly usability of the products is obviously very important to people. We're providing solutions to tough tasks in the garden, but they have to be easy to use in reality. So barrows are well balanced, composters are easy to turn, shredders are, well, fully certified, safe products to use.
And portable, I guess.
Yes, they are portable. In fact, our particular range of shredder employs a unique cutting system. It's cutting along the grain. One of the benefits of this is without a side chipper, the whole unit is narrower, so it can fit through tighter gaps. You can take the shredder to the work and not have to do too much lugging around of heavy branches.
Safe working is a key issue in the garden, particularly when working at height. Henchmans have a range of innovative solutions to meet a range of requirements.
Garden ground is usually sloping or uneven or soft, so you need a very stable base to work from. The Henchman products all have full adjustability in each leg independently, so the base of the unit can be stable. We have the ability to enable leaning hard against a guardrail so you can reach without toppling. It is in fact overreaching that causes most falls from ladders. So with guardrails and adjustability, Henchman products are stable for safe use working at height in the garden. The trigger for the invention of the safe hedge cutting platform was my father, who along with many others has fallen off a ladder in the past. He escaped unhurt, however it is a very serious business. And we invented a safe hedge cutting platform to prevent such accidents. Henchman is solving tough tasks in the garden, whether it is transporting heavy material around or cutting high hedges. Henchman platforms are a good solution for those problems. The hedge cutting platform's also very easy for one person to operate. You don't need someone standing at the bottom of the ladder helping you move it around.
Tripod ladders are best suited for reaching into fruit or topiary tree canopies and awkward spaces. The three legs are quite easy to keep in full contact with uneven and sloping ground, making the tripod design much more stable and therefore safer than typical ladders or step ladders. They have been designed using the most suitable materials and are welded under strict ISO standards. The considerable extra stability gained means that the risk of toppling is dramatically reduced. Wide, two-bar ladder rungs make for more comfortable standing for longer periods because they're deeper, and all tripods are very light. They also fold flat without the need for tools and are weatherproof.
Henchman is a mail order company, so customers get to hear about our products through the website henchman.co.uk, and we are used to distributing. We package the products up carefully and ship directly to customers around the country and even internationally as well.
I'm William Worthington from EcoSwitch. We are the UK's only dedicated comparison site that helps consumers sort by not only price but also by environmental criteria. So let's say I want to find a green energy supplier that doesn't cost loads of money and I want to do my bit for the environment. You can log on and find 3 companies that are genuinely green, not companies that are just into making themselves look like they're green. We get a lot of people going online just to find out what the deals are. So if my contract's up for renewal for an energy supplier, say E.ON, I can go on and find out how much energy they source from a clean source and how much they cost and how that compares to the greener companies like Good Energy, Ecotricity and Scottish and Southern. So there are only 3 genuine companies. There's a lot of spin out there in the marketplace. The biggest source of pollution in Britain comes from the electricity generation sector, from our power companies. It's 33%, more than aviation, 12%, and cars, 18% combined. So we as a comparison site are dealing with the electricity sector first, and then cars second. There's some very sexy green cars now, like the Tesla Roadster. There are lots of them coming on the market that don't cost that much money. Some of them do 250 miles on one charge. But that sector's developing, so we're dealing with electricity and gas first, cars second, ethical hotels, green hotels third, greener appliances. Whatever someone wants to buy that's, it could be fair trade or organic, they can find it on EcoSwitch and see the prices too. We like to think we're proactive. We work with the Fair Trade Organisation, Soil Association, Ecotricity, a leading green energy company, Good Energy, Scottish and Southern, many companies that are investing a lot of their money into renewable energy or companies that have genuine fair trade products. We list them on the site, but importantly also show the prices and how they compare, because people want to do their bit for the environment. They don't want to be out of pocket doing that. We have incentives for people to switch. You can get an eco kettle for normally it's £50. We'll do it for the wholesale price, which is basically half price. That saves you around about £25 a year based on 4 cups a day. You've then got the OWL monitor, which Which magazine compared and said that they're the best on the market. That's normally £34. We do it for 20. So we encourage people to reduce their bills on our site, but also go with a greener provider at no extra cost. I would recommend each of us, first of all, switch to a green energy supplier that's ethical. I mean, they all keep putting prices up. At least renewable energy is now consistent in price. It's not like fossil fuels always going up. And Ecotricity, for example, have a price match tariff, and they will put their prices up as little as possible, but they waited before all of the big companies did it last year, and then they raised theirs very slightly. So they're an ethical company, the cooperative are with them. That's the first thing. Get an energy monitor through us for the wholesale price, or an eco kettle. Then see if you can go with a greener car. If you can cycle to work or walk to work, brilliant. Otherwise, if you're in London, use obviously the underground. And then if you need to get away for the weekend, I'm a member of Streetcar, which is really good. You pay by the hour, like £6 an hour for a BMW that emits less than 120 grams of CO2 a kilometre. Or book through Avis. They have a Volkswagen Blue Motion, and I'll travel sometimes on the weekend down to the coast because I have to use a car to get to the coast. And we all like to use cars, but it emits so little. It costs me £30 in fuel to go roughly 250 miles. It's incredible, that car. So I'd recommend going with a green car if you can do that. You don't have to buy one. And then if you're going on holiday, there are some wonderful hotels in Cornwall, in Scotland, which you can find on our site. And I'd highly recommend people explore those. And when you go on a 2-week trip or a week trip, try and stay at one of these for a couple of nights. It's a lot of fun. And they're set in beautiful places, and it feels good going to these places that are in tune with nature.
This is our largest local show, because we're based in Shropshire, so it's only 50 miles away. Secondly, every gardener has a bad back. That's one of the occupational hazards of having a nice garden, and they get very tired. And our customers really appreciate a good night's sleep. Firstly, all the beds that we sell are adjustable. Unlike this one here, where this is designed for 2 people, you can raise the head, you can raise the feet. Beautiful mattress, again 95% British, so it really does help people to adjust themselves and get a much better night's sleep. We have been doing this show since 2003. And as I say, this is our local big show, and we enjoy this show. It really has a wonderful atmosphere, and the NAC is always a wonderful venue. We've been sponsoring this show now for about 5 years, and we have really been sort of trying to get into the theme of gardening. Hence you will see British Beds in Bloom, our exhibit here, which is a very floral and decorative item.
Tell me a little bit about your whole range and what it is that you supply in general and how you do that.
Firstly, we manufacture adjustable beds. We also do a beautiful range of solid wood frames. And since 2003, we have been the European importer for Family Anada massage chairs. Family Anada is a Japanese company. They are the world leader in massage technology and are now the #1 brand in the world. So we are very happy to be representing them in Europe. I practice what I preach. We have a range of our own products in my house, from adjustable beds to massage chairs as well. Oakdale is a direct marketing company, so this is exhibitions like this are one of our principal ways of actually getting direct to the general public. So you can see us at about 50 to 60 exhibitions per year. We also do internet selling, but again, it's fairly key that when you see one of these products on the internet, you want to try it. So we always advertise all the exhibitions that we do and try to invite interested parties to come to see us there. Well, we cover the whole of the UK and the whole of Ireland. Our customers can contact us by telephone, but also we meet a lot of them at exhibitions like this as well. They come back year after year after year. Oakdale is a family business, and our customers are very, very important to us. Customer service is absolutely key, and personal service is also very important to us.
Moorcroft was founded in 1913, based in Stoke-on-Trent in Staffordshire, and today we still remain in the same factory, producing our art pottery which you see here today. Our history is prolific with a lot of our Moorcroft Collectors Club members. We make Moorcroft in exactly the same manner as it always has been, by hand, since 1913. With our earthenware pottery, there is very much a story behind every design. Traditionally, we were renowned for our broad florals, but more so today, since the design studio was formed in 1997, we now offer just over 13 different design styles of windows, so we can offer landscapes, animals, florals, geometrics. It's all an earthenware clay body, but the actual shapes and sizes of the pieces that we produce can be large wall chargers, right the way down to a Lilliputian vase of only 2 inches in height, but traditionally it is giftware based. Moorcroft is driven very, very much so by our Collectors Club database, which was founded in 1986, and collectors do like to look at varied designs and shapes, but they do drive us very, very hard. Well, our current chairman, Hugh Edwards, when he took over the company in 1986, he first of all formed the Moorcroft Collectors Club, he formed the Moorcroft Museum, and he wrote 3 books about Moorcroft. So we've made Moorcroft become more accessible to the general public, but we have a network of retailers throughout the world that offer Moorcroft, and also we predominantly have our own retail outlets based in Staffordshire. The elements that make Moorcroft attractive are predominantly that we are design-led. The designs are of great interest to our customers. Also, the quality of Moorcroft and the craftsmanship, using the same traditional making processes, and then thirdly, the fact that we are still based in Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire, the home of the ceramic industry. Moorcroft is sold worldwide. Our export market sales account for approximately 25% of our business. So in real terms, Moorcroft is predominantly sold through the English market. The ceramic industry has changed dramatically. Competition has become fierce. But Moorcroft's always been outside of that particular box. Moorcroft is not just pottery for utilitarian wear, it is art, and very, very fine art, and therefore we've always been a little bit outside of that competitive format. We are very different in what we offer. Our philosophy for Moorcroft is to ensure that whatever we produce creates happiness for our collectors and our customers.
I'm Jason Douglas, Business Development Manager for Perfect Lawn. We're sat on some of our artificial grass, which we use in landscape applications and domestic applications, people's back gardens and front gardens. Very popular product, something that has had a huge amount of interest at the show so far. Lots of people looking at it as an alternative to their existing gardens, where they're struggling with shaded areas, they're struggling to keep a lawn in good condition. People with pets particularly, lots of questions we've had regarding dogs and whether dogs can be used.
It was the right thing to do was to sit down, because if we're standing up you don't get quite the same sense of the product, do you?
That's right. It's a very popular product, this one we're sat on. It's very a good aesthetic. It's also very soft, and it's that softness which I think a lot of people are drawn to. Most of the questions we get are from people who have existing lawns, which they're struggling to keep looking nice. People with pets, dogs particularly, who love their pets, but they also love their garden. People with dogs struggle where the dog is tearing around in the garden a lot, where the dog makes a mess in the garden, and the lawn typically suffers because of that. It's not a problem for the artificial grass in the way that it would be sometimes for lawns. What we say to people with this product is that they can do what they'd do if they went to the park, which is if the dog does make a mess, you take away what's been left behind, shall we say, and you then just hose the area down, and there's drainage holes in the back of the artificial grass which allow rainwater to pass through, but obviously also allow they act as a flush when you hose the area down, so it doesn't stain the grass, and it's perfectly acceptable and doesn't cause a problem at all for people with dogs. The manufacture of the grass goes back into the sports turf construction and manufacturing industry, the old AstroTurf products that most people are familiar with. The systems we use adopt a similar manufacturing process, whereby the yarns are developed with the end user application in mind. So this particular system here is very soft. The manufacturing process has reached such a level these days where we can offer significant guarantees with the product against UV degradation. The wear and tear on the product is able to be to withstand quite significant amounts of abuse these days. Typical warranties are 8 years, so a lot of people can buy these products and be assured that it's not something that they will need to come back to in a couple of years' time to change.
What about animals being tempted to eat it?
It's something that we get asked a lot. We've had all sorts of applications, from people with tortoise to people with dogs asking that same question. I think the answer is that they try it once and don't try again. It's not something that particularly appeals to them.
And it doesn't harm them at all?
It doesn't harm them, no. They wouldn't nibble away at it regularly, shall we say. The most traffic that we get to our business is through our website, and the website is a very, very popular source of information. We show all of the products that we offer on the website. We've got examples of installations that we've completed, testimonials of satisfied customers, and also, and perhaps more importantly, installation information for people who are quite handy around the house and would be willing to and interested in installing this sort of product themselves. So our website, which is www.perfectlawn.org.uk, would be probably our first port of call to recommend people to come and find us.
Well, my name is Craig Saul. I'm the marketing manager for Keto UK. We're an international manufacturer of resin products, particularly on outdoor storage. Well, we retail through all the major retailers, people like B&Q, Argos, Homebase, Tesco Direct. You'll find our products in there. In general, we don't retail to the general public. It's primarily through our retail partners. We sell a range of outdoor storage buildings. We also have patio storage, including our iconic Store It Out product, which we sold 1.5 million of in the UK alone. And for a product that retails typically at £100, maybe a little bit more, that is a tremendous number for us. All our product design and testing is handled back in Israel. We, of course, have a lot of input into that here in the UK in terms of making sure that the product is right for the UK market. Our range of products is quite a widespread one. We sell outdoor storage buildings, we do patio storage, we also do resin garden furniture, products for indoors as well, everything from toolboxes to home storage items. And we've also got one or two interesting products which have just a little bit of an outside edge to them. One of our most exciting products is an item called the Cool Bar, and that is a combination tabletop drink serving table. It can double as a coffee table, and it's also got a receptacle to double up as a cool box storage item, so you can use it for barbecues, for poolside hosting and so on. Keta is all about providing good value for money. It's all about providing products that have long life. In the case of our outdoor storage products, they're items that are very, very easy to assemble. They're weatherproof. They don't fade in the sunlight. Everything is UV stabilized, so they're there to provide a lifetime of enjoyment and a lifetime of use. Our products are all manufactured in Israel, primarily by injection molding, and also there's some extruded molding processes in there, which I won't go into the details of those, but they're sent directly from our factories into our major retail partners. The idea being that traveling by the cheapest means also means that we can get those items into our retail stores and available for our customers at the cheapest possible prices. Most of our products are sold in retail outlets. However, the larger items, our buildings, for example, and some of our patio storage lines are sold on a home delivery basis. So consumers can go into stores, they can go online on our customers' websites, they can look through their brochures and order online and then have the products delivered directly to their home, ready to assemble. Items like our outdoor storage buildings, our patio storage, do have to be assembled by consumers, but they're items that come together very, very readily. A typical outdoor storage shed, for example, will take an hour and a half, 2 hours maximum to put together, which is a great deal shorter in time than certainly a wooden or a metal equivalent products. So they come together very, very easily and are designed to be available as such. For us, it's all about providing the consumer with the ability to not have to worry about any product in terms of its lifetime appeal. There's nothing in terms of any rotting wood. You're not going to have to maintain it. You're not going to have to paint or provide any other surface finish to the item. It's virtually weatherproof. Once it goes in place, it is there to last forever. And certainly as far as our smaller items are concerned, they're also easy to move around the garden as well. So a 6x4 shed can be moved with a couple of people. Our patio storage moves very, very easily on wheels as well. It's not a question of having to uplift them virtually with a forklift as you might have to do with some wooden and metal equivalents.